The cystic fibrosis community is invited to participate in a series of videos on individuals that are living, breathing, and succeeding with cystic fibrosis. This video, All Grown Up with CF and Loving Life, was made possible through an unrestricted educational grant from Genentech to the Boomer Esiason Foundation. Over 40% of the CF population is adults and living, breathing, succeeding. Today you'll meet Kay Wharton-Massow from Illinois, who is 49 years old with CF, married to her wonderful husband Randy for 22 years, and the proud mom of her daughter Ashley, who is 19 years old and attending University of Missouri, Columbia. After a successful career in the advertising industry, Kay currently does freelance creative direction and graphic design work, enjoys jogging, weightlifting, swimming, and biking to keep her lungs clear.
I'd have to say my favorite color is green, just because I love the outdoors and love to get out and hike and walk in natural prairies and woodlands and things like that. I do love Thai food. We had an exchange student from Thailand who I learned to cook Thai with, and kind of really grew accustomed to the seasonings and everything she uses. So I love to go out for Thai. I don't really cook it much anymore. It's a pretty involved process. My favorite holiday would be the 4th of July. We get together, my extended family, my mom and sisters and all of our kids get together every 4th of July up at our family cabin in Michigan. And we have Christmas in July. Because so many of our birthdays fall closer to Christmas, we decided we're not going to celebrate them we can't get together for everyone's birthday. So we have a big gift opening extravaganza on the 4th of July. And, you know, there's fireworks and everything, so it's a good time. I'm Kay Wharton. I grew up in Indiana. I had 3 sisters, so there were 4 girls growing up, and I moved up here to be with my then fiance, Randy, who I've been married to now for 22 years. The daughter, who is going to be 20 next month. She's in college. And I was diagnosed with CF when I was 21, and going to be 50 this year, so life is good. You know, I did not know I had CF. I was probably the only kid in grade school with a full-size Kleenex box in my desk. I had a lot of congestion, and as I got a little older, like in high school, I had pneumonia. They call it walking pneumonia, once or twice a year. That's all we knew. We thought I had a lot of allergies and asthma, and when I was diagnosed when I was 21, it was like, you know, now I know why, but kind of glad in a way that I didn't know, because I didn't see any limitations or have any worries, really. Cystic fibrosis got a little more challenging after years of kind of living in denial and not really having a healthy lifestyle. I ended up pretty sick and found out I had an infection that had become resistant to the oral antibiotics that doctors had been giving me, and had to be hospitalized. You know, sharing CF has been kind of just on a individual basis with people, those who need to know. You know, when I was dating my husband, on our second date, I mean, he just wouldn't let up on the cough, and, you know, he thought I needed to take care of myself and I should go to the doctor and things like that. So I told him about CF on our second date, and remarkably, he didn't turn around and run the other way. My husband and I really wanted to have a family, so we went to genetic counseling, and the doctors we met with felt my health could handle it. My FEVs were in the 90s. I was jogging regularly and doing a lot of exercise, and there didn't seem to be anything that would stand in our way. So it was the right decision for us, and we're very glad we made that decision. Actually, before Ashley was born, we made the decision that it was best if I started freelancing so I could work from home, which allowed me all that time I needed to fit in the breathing treatments and the exercise and everything, and be there to take care of my daughter, not have to have her in full-time daycare or anything. You know, my daughter just grew up with knowing I have CF. You know, mommy coughs because she has CF, mommy's going to the hospital so she'll feel better. You know, there wasn't any big discussion, but it was just known, you know, and she's been fine with it. With cystic fibrosis and my career, I just have always been able to make it work. Been able to be reliable and be there every day. I haven't had to do IVs a lot, but when I do, I've been able to go to work with that and just make the time to get the dose in when it needed to be done, and it's worked out. I wouldn't say I have real limitations. I've had to modify what I do in some cases. I used to go out and run 3 miles. Now I have to jog a little, walk a little, jog a little. I may get a little less mileage in than I used to, but I'm not doing it straight out a long distance running. I have to catch my breath and recover. As far as my career and my personal life, I still travel. I still get out and do things in public. Don't really have any limitations at all. The things I do to stay healthy, I've found in the past few years, exercise being key. I've always exercised back from being in track in high school, but in the past few years I've kind of started looking at it as therapy. I jog a little, I bike a little, I swim a little, and I do a weight training program. I focus a lot on the weight training program, but do, small amounts of the other things to get the cardio in. I've always kind of been a health nut, and I don't have the pancreas involvement that's part of CF. So I can eat a standard American diet, but I've kind of gone toward more whole foods, not really red meat, healthier diet, just to give myself the best immune system and, stay as healthy as I can. I've got a little plan that I use myself that's the 3/8. It's 8 hours of exercise a week, 8 hours of sleep every night, and 8 hours of joy factor, which might be playing the piano or creating some art or just Facebooking with friends or doing things that get me away from work and just enjoy life. I've found with CF that I need to be flexible with all aspects of my life, with making the time I need to do therapies and treatments and fitting exercise in, and I've had to reinvent how I'm balancing my life from time to time. If I could tell others with cystic fibrosis one thing that is something I've only learned in old age, is not to worry about it. Just don't focus on worrying about the future. Assume you're going to have a really great future. Don't look at that life expectancy. Don't look at that at all, because I am 49 and the life expectancy is 37. So it doesn't mean a lot. And this next generation of CFers should be able to just blow that out of the water. They should be able to raise that life expectancy quite a bit, I think. If I had to describe what I wanted someone to remember after meeting me, it would be just that I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm enjoying my career. I get to be creative and have fun at what I do, and when I'm not working, I enjoy, finding other fun things to do. Just loving life and looking forward to seeing what comes next.